بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب السماوات ورب الأرض رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على نبينا محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه أجمعين أما بعد. Dear beloved viewers, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I welcome you to this episode on Zakat in Islam, and inshallah ta'ala today we are going to look at some topics, some complementary or related topic to Zakat, the Zakat topic that we have been discussing for quite some time now. In our previous episode, we discussed some of these issues, the like of whether you should give Zakat cash or in kind, the likes of whether you can give Zakat to a young man who needs a dowry, among others. Today we want to look at some of these issues, but more so we shall be focusing on good governance for Zakat institutions. So before we reach and discuss good governance on Zakat institutions, let me handle some of the few issues that might face the Zakat payer. The first one is the issue of saving for paying Zakat. Some business people, as you know, during their period of operations, they have to really manage their business's cash flow. And it is very possible that at some time, when Zakat is due, they are out of cash. They don't have cash to give out Zakat. Though, as I mentioned in the previous episode, that it is a matter of different opinion between Sharia scholars as to whether you should only give Zakat in cash for businesses or you are allowed to give in kind. And I've seen the majority says you can give Zakat in kind as well. But there is also an opinion that you can give cash, or the best position is give what is best for the recipients, but without forgetting that this is a matter of different opinions. So it could be that you are a business person, now you are short of cash, you have goods that are there. You can give those goods to the value of your Zakat to the deserving recipients. However, as I mentioned earlier, it will be very less effective to the poor to receive, for example, cement. Okay? So I said then one way could be to avoid that controversy as to whether you give in kind or in cash. I said you can buy that cement, but it is possible that you don't have cash. Actually, you don't have cash to even buy. So this brings us to our point of saving for Zakat giving, that you are allowed as a Muslim business person, you know your Zakat for previous years, how much you paid in Zakat. And you know that in managing your cash flow, it is possible that the Zakat might fall due while you don't have adequate cash. So you can save some money, okay, prior to the Zakat due date, in order for you to be able to pay Zakat on due date in its completeness. So it is acceptable for you to save part of your revenue for the purpose of ensuring that when Zakat is due, you have the adequate amount of cash to pay Zakat. And as I said, if you don't have the cash to pay Zakat, you're still allowed in Sharia to give Zakat in kind. Actually, those who are giving Zakat for crops and for livestock, they are actually supposed to give zakat on those items, not in cash. It is cow, you give zakat in cow. It is goat or sheep, you give zakat the number of sheep that you are supposed to give, rather than selling the sheep and you give. That will be not the right approach. So for business people, though, they can save in order to make sure they have accumulated adequate cash to give out zakat for their business. And in case they find they are not able to do this, then they should not delay zakat giving for no justifiable reason. They are allowed to give zakat even in kind. And even if you give zakat in kind, that is, if you are a cement dealer, a cement trader, you can give zakat cement to the poor, and they can sell it. It's upon them now to sell and get cash and so on. So this is one of the issues that I wanted to discuss. Related to this is, again, a question would be, can I borrow in order to pay zakat? Again, this is in a business context. I don't have cash. I have iron. I have iron sheets. I'm a dealer of cooking oil and things like that. Now my zakat is due, but I don't have money. My money is in this stock, in the oil, in the bottled water. My money is there. I don't have the cash. So somebody would ask, can I borrow? So we're saying, if you don't have the cash, okay, there is no need for you to borrow for purpose of paying zakat. Okay, there is no need for that, because as I said, it is unacceptable for you to give zakat in kind. So you calculate the value, and once knowing the amount of zakat that you are supposed to give, you can give zakat in kind. Those items that you have, you can give it to the deserving beneficiaries, the poor, the needy. You can give the food stuff and so on and so forth to the value of your zakat amount that is due. So there is no need for you to borrow in order to get cash to pay your zakat. A different question is for somebody who is saving for the purpose of building a masjid. Okay, he has already put as his intention, that I've opened an account somewhere and I'm putting my money there in order to build a masjid. Should you pay zakat on those money that you are saving in order to build a masjid or not? The answer is, you are not required to pay zakat for that, because you have already intended to build a masjid. That means these funds are no longer yours, but rather you have already donated them for building a masjid. It just awaits for the amount to reach a specific target for you to build it. So that is the answer for that question. Another important issue that arises is with regards to estate, inherited properties. We know that once a Muslim passed on and he leaves behind properties and so on, and he has inheritors, okay, this property becomes the property of the inheritors, of those kids and others. Mali warithi becomes the property of the inheritors. Now, sometimes these inheritors divide it immediately. They sell whatever property and divide it immediately. Sometimes, given that the asset is maybe land or a property, it is announced for sale, and it might take a long time before it is sold. So the intention is to sell, and definitely everyone has a share This is like now a shirkatul milk. It is a property that is owned by many inheritors. So the question that arises is, now this is like a tradable goods. This is like a commodity that awaits to be sold. And 1 year passed. And normally for commodities for trade, if it is a house, if it is a land, it is subject to zakat, even if it is owned by many owners. So in this particular case, normally there will be an administrator for this inherited property, and if all the inheritors are the administrators, they are obliged, each according to his share, to give zakat on what he owns in that particular property. So every year, every inheritor, according to his share, he should include it in his calculation of his properties and give zakat, because this is an item that awaits to be sold and is jointly owned. However, there is another position that this kind of property is not to be given zakat, because the intention here is not to profit. The intention of these inheritors, when they are putting the asset to sell, is not to profit, but rather in order to get cash for simplicity of distribution among the inheritors. So there is such a position as well. If I recall, it is of our Sheikh Ibn Uthaymeen that says that is not zakatable, because the intention here is not to make profit, but rather to liquidate the asset in order to get cash that can be easy to distribute among many inheritors. But other scholars are of the view that each year every inheritor will have to calculate the value of his share in that property and give zakat, provided that property is on sale. Dear beloved viewers, the other issue is giving zakat to charitable organization, like a zakat organization or an organization that receives donations, could be sadaqah, zakah, and others. Okay, we said in the previous session that zakat is one of the duties of the state to administer zakat, collect zakat, and distribute zakat. But in countries where the state doesn't perform this function, then it is upon the Muslim himself to give out zakat. But also Muslims can come together or can have an organization that collects zakat and distribute it to the beneficiaries. So it is possible that in a country like ours, Kenya, Tanzania, and others, to have a zakat collection organization. It could be one, could be two, could be three. Okay, so like here in Kenya, Jamia has a zakat collection kitty. There is also zakat, other bodies that also collect zakat. And if in South Africa, you have South Africa Zakat Sanzaf, South Africa National Zakat something fund. In Malawi, you have also, so in different parts of Sub-Saharan Africa and other countries, you have these organizations that formed and operated by Muslim to collect zakat. So the question here is, what are the criteria for you to consider when you give zakat to such an organization? Dear beloved viewers, we take a short break and then we shall continue to answer this question and proceed to good governance in zakat organizations. Don't go away.